Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, I want to raise the question. Have you ever faced facts that seemed impossible? Have you ever faced facts, situations, circumstance that absolutely seemed impossible? Think about it. Think about it. Put it in the chat area. Have you ever faced that? Maybe you're up against that right now, whatever the case may be. I want you to think about, what do you do? What do you do when the facts are not on your side? What do you do when the facts are not on your side? How do you maneuver the moment? How do you get through that situation? That's what we're talking about on this morning. Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Man. I got a word for you, as you know already. On last night, it was a powerful word. Pastor Travis taught, in addition to him preaching that message on last Sunday. He really expounded on it even more. I don't know how he keeps finding such revelation in the same text, but anyhow, God be with him, and it is so good to me. Good to see everybody on this morning. Let's get with it. Let's greet some folk and get right into the manna this morning. First up, Michael, how are you? Corbin, how are you doing? Fred is in the house. Ramona is in the house. Brenda is also in the house. Vicky is here. Elder Jan is here. Minister Yolanda is here. Also, and I just want to raise the question: if you're just connecting right now, have you ever faced what seemingly is an impossible situation? What did you do? How did you manage? And maybe you might be up against that right now. How do you get through that moment? That's what the manna is on this morning. Got a word for you, of course, on this morning to help you with that. Vaughn, how are you on that this morning? Winifred, how are you? Dawn, how are you this morning? Elder Mobley, how are you doing on this morning? Pasha, how are you doing? Jacqueline, how are you on this morning? Anna is in the house. Danielle is here as well. Dan, the man, is here as well. Deborah, how are you? Denise, how are you? Deborah, how are you doing on this morning? This morning, I want to ask the question: have you? Could you? Are you dealing with that right now? Seems like, man, this is impossible. What do you do with that? How do you manage through that? Good morning, Elder Jan. How do you manage through that? Brother Joe, Deacon Joe, how are you doing on this morning? LaFon, how are you? Carolyn is in the house as well. Patrice, how are you doing on this morning? Peggy is here. Bernice is here. Laura is here. Lena is here. How are you doing, Lena? It's been a minute, I think. Verena, how are you on this morning? This morning, have you ever faced some situations that seemed impossible? And what did you do? How did you do it? How do you get through that particular situation, Felicia? Um, that's what we're talking about on this morning. It's going to be the text to talk and the takeaway. And I have a word for you. Still dealing with this whole piece about faith and faith when you are facing the impossible. What do you do with that? How do you manage that? How do you get through with just doing the things and keep living for the Lord, even though the odds are stacked against you? Let's get with that. Good morning and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day. Here we go. Here's the text. Luke 1:37, the New King James Version. You heard it before. Hear it again for the first time. For with God, nothing will be impossible. Here it is. This declaration comes in the middle of the moment that defies biology, logic, and expectation. Who can say this in the middle of, Mary, you're going to have a child? That's what the angel Gabriel speaks into Mary's life. This young woman with no precedent, no roadmap, and no human explanation for what God is about to do through her. God can do an awesome thing through you. Listen to how this works. Heaven interrupted earth to remind her God does God's best work in spaces where human ability runs out. God does God's best work in places and spaces when human ability is finished. There are three things I want you to get as a result of this morning's text. One, impossible is God's starting point. How about that? Impossible is where God starts. It's not where he ends. That's his starting point. What overwhelms you doesn't intimidate God. God is bigger than anything that you, God is bigger than the Goliaths that you're up against. So when you run out of options, God steps in with opportunity. If you can do it, it doesn't need faith. Two, impossible requires a yes before evidence. We walk by faith and not by sight, not by evidence. Mary didn't get proof, she gave permission. Faith isn't seeing first, it's surrendering first. Notice this. Here's the text. I know we think of it mostly in Christmas, but I need you to understand it right now. Here is Mary going about her business. God steps in and says, I'm going to do something through your life. And he's saying the same thing to you and I. So impossible requires a yes before evidence. You don't need all the details to obey God's direction. How about that? Here's the third thing I want you to get. Impossible produces a testimony that logic can't explain. Hashtag. When logic taps out, hashtag, that this is what God is doing in the middle of all things that you think that it's impossible. When God brings you through, nobody can take the credit. When he's operating through you, nobody can take the credit. And that's the intent. What looks crazy, now we'll preach. What looks like, oh my God, God is about to move in that situation and through you. Here is Mary. Who would have thunk it? 16, 17-year-old young lady, a temple hostess, if you will. That's where she works. She's been given over to the temple. And that's where she is. And yet God sees what he can do, the impossible through her. If you're watching right now, I need you to grab a hold of the fact God is searching to do the impossible in the earth through you. So what's your takeaway this morning? If it's impossible for you, it's just right for God. If it's impossible for you, it's just right for God, because impossible is God's starting point. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. Just bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the manna. And I'll see you tomorrow morning with a trailer of the Palm Sunday message. Still praying about it. Still praying about it. Got a sense, but I want God to confirm it. I'll see you in the morning. God bless you. Bye now.